This is the backyard of Gini Clark. EcoYard started working here in 2009. The first things we did is we made the flagstone patio with the fire pit and the rock wall that's behind it, and we shaped some of the beds. There were plants here already, so we did some weeding and we added a lot of wood chip mulch. We came back 6 years later in 2015, and then we did some wood features. So we did the arbor that's behind us here. We did a privacy fence in the front yard. We installed a special self-watering bed in the back alley for growing vegetables, and we did a little more reshaping of the beds. And then this year, 2020, my crew's been back to weed and to add more wood chip mulch. Ginny.
Yes, Lorene.
I can't remember what this yard looked like before. Can you tell us?
Well, I hate the sound of lawnmowers, and it had the worst possible grass in the world, and it had 3 kids running all over it for several years. So it was dead and it was brown most of the time. So I always had a push mower, but then I just don't like noise. So I thought, gee, I wonder if we could do something a little bit different. So this was all grass. I had this vision of having something that was more hardscaped and having beautiful plants and annuals around it. And that's when I picked up the phone and phoned you. And when you heard what I wanted to do, you took it home and made a picture for me, and it turned out so beautifully. And when Lorene was doing the design for the patio, she had the idea of making the center of it the center of a flower. And she and the crew handpicked these beautiful shaped Kootenai stone, I think.
Yeah, it's from near Cranbrook. It's called Kootenai brownstone.
Yeah, and so they picked out ones that had petal type shapes, and they faced them out so it looks like a very large daisy. And so that's one of my favorite things. And of course, I always tell people when they come to notice that, because it's a piece of art in itself. We have lots of family barbecues and wiener roasts here. We put in some rock behind the house so that I could put in my big pots and have annuals. And it all just fit together so beautifully with your design. Then over the years, I've just kept adding plants and wanting some of them to spill out over the wall, which looks so beautiful, I think. And yeah, just really doing what I wanted to do when I dreamt about how lovely it would look with this design.
What was your experience? How's it been working with me and the EcoYards crew?
Fantastic. I mean, I think I've told you over the years that I'd never think of any other crew. I always just pick up the phone or send you an email, just because I'm so enamored with the way that the philosophy of your company, using the stones, using everything that you take away, stuff that you think you could use. Everybody that's worked for you, Lorene, and I know you handpicked them so specially, has just done an awesome job. They're polite, they're kind. We always have nice, great talks and talk about plants, but all sorts of other things too. And we have always had this real harmony with the staff. Pleasure's all mine.
Well, it isn't actually, because our crew loves coming to your yard.
Well, that's great.
They love your hospitality, and they love how wild and natural it is here.
And there's one other thing I should mention. EcoYards is probably the only company that would have understood to hand dig this. This was all hand dug. This was not done with a backhoe, to save and protect my larch, which is around 80 feet tall. I don't think any other company would have done that, and I would have lost many trees. So I really appreciate.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it is wonderful.
Well, I look forward to more years to come of growing with your yard.
Thank you. I do too.